Hey guys, I am Adam. I'm an astrologist, a tarotist, and a healer. In your birth chart, you can clearly see which area of life is where you can truly shine, get the spotlight, where you could stand out and draw attention to yourself. So you can easily find out in what area you could be known, recognized, or even famous actually. In this video, we are going to discuss this topic so you can learn where you can really shine. To specify the area where you could get the most recognition, we need your birth chart. If you don't have one, you can easily set it up for yourself for free online. There are plenty of pages. Just search it on Google and type birth chart calculator and you will find plenty of options, but you need to know the exact time of your birth, hour and minute. And if you got it, then let's dive into it. As I said, from your birth chart you can find out in which area of life you could stand out, become known, recognized, or even famous. To specify this, we will use the position of the sun in your chart. The sun is that celestial body that shines so bright that anybody can see it. It even shines through the clouds, giving us light during the day. There is no way to not see it. There is no way to not notice the light of the sun. You cannot ignore it, right? Well, the sun functions the exact same way in your birth chart. So depending on which house your sun is in, it indicates the area of life where you could shine just as bright as the sun itself. So for this, we're gonna need your birth chart. It should look something like this here. As you can see it too, we have the 12 houses numbered around the circle in the middle, going counterclockwise, starting from the ascendant or the rising sign, being the first house all the way to the 12th house. So we need to look for the sun in your chart. In this particular chart, we have it in the 5th house, right there. So depending on which house your sun is in, we can specify what area of life was meant for you to shine in and stand out in and show off your skills and talent. And now let's go over the 12 houses and interpret the meaning so you can find out where you can truly shine. So let's see. If your sun is in the 1st house, then basically you are a creative, talented individual who draws attention and likes attention too. You might be a great performer and you got charisma and you are very entertaining too. So in your case, you could be known for your personality, your originality, your style. You could be known for being who you are, expressing yourself creatively, whether it's acting, arts, performing arts, or even politics, power, and leadership. If you have your sun in the 2nd house, then if you do your things well, with dignity, with a noble and generous spirit, and as a fair player, then you got some great outlooks as for your finances and financial stability. It could mean that you could be known for your wealth and properties or for your values. We can think of finance, banks, the stock market, monetary areas in general. If your sun is in the 3rd house, then you could be known for your communication, whether it's written or spoken. So as a radio host, a show host, a writer, a journalist, blogger, a vlogger, info vlogger. We could also think of poetry, song lyrics, writing lyrics, right? Education, teaching, or organizer, planner, sales, marketing, but also handicraft, dancing, or car driving, car racing. These could be also in the 3rd house, as well as your siblings, so you might have a famous brother or sister eventually. If your sun is in the 4th house, then you might be pretty popular in your family, or maybe it's your family that is known, like the Osbournes or the Kardashians, right? Or one of your parents, as it is the house of one of your parents, normally the mother, but it depends on the chart. Sometimes it could be the father too, but let's say maybe it's your mom who's recognized. But we can also mention gastronomy, master chef, pastry chef, a food blogger, bartending, having a famous restaurant even, or cocktails. It could be real estate in general, but also we could think of parenthood, raising children, parenting, taking care of others, as well as esoteric topics or arts and writing. If you have a fifth house sun, then primarily you could be known for your creativity. You could earn recognition as an artist, may it be music, dancing, painting, acting. We could think of any art forms actually, as well as sports, an athlete, a champion. But it might happen that you get famous for your business project. What's more, it might be your firstborn child who becomes famous, or you'll be known by her or him in some sort of way, but this house includes gambling and lottery too. If your sun is placed in the sixth house, then you could get recognition in the field of work, your profession, your job. But we could think of healthcare, healing, like a known doctor, nurse, a health specialist, a fitness guru, or a healer, an herbalist, a dietitian, a massage therapist, a health blogger, anything you serve humanity with. Anything you can help and heal others with, plus natural sciences or research. With the sun in the seventh house, you might already be pretty popular in other people's opinion. There is something about you that attracts looks and attention. The way you relate to the world, the way you relate to others, the way you are on the stage of life, these are things you could be known or even famous for, but it could be that your partner, your husband or wife is the one who is known and recognized, or you could be known by them in some sort of way. But we can mention diplomacy, politics, the law, as well as you might become a known therapist. If you have your sun in the eighth house, then you could earn recognition in the field of psychology, the subconscious mind, hypnosis, hypnotherapy, sexuality in general, or even sexual psychology. But we could think of occult doctrines, magic, mysteries, esoteric teachings, astrology, the tarot, the pendulum, the runas, but we should mention the topic of energy such as Reiki energy, Chi, and so on. But the topic of death also belongs here, like a famous medium, a seer, an occultist, or even a coroner, like a crime scene investigator. But it might happen that you become known for a bigger investment, or researches, or for uncovering the truth about something major. If your sun is in the ninth house, you could be a famous coach, life coach, trainer, teacher, a master, a professor even, so education. We could think of things related to religion, faith, philosophy like gurus, religious leaders, but the law and the court of justice are also a part of this house. Furthermore, we should mention the topic of traveling, exploring, like an explorer, an archaeologist, or a travel blogger, languages too, like a linguist or language teacher, as well as the topic of spirituality, esotericism, white magic, astrology even. We could also think of book writing or publishing, and with the ninth house sun, you should really consider moving abroad, as in foreign countries, you could really shine. Me personally, I also have a ninth house sun, and I run an Astro Instagram page in Hungarian with around 140,000 followers there. And these are the topics I got known for back in Hungary: spirituality, astrology, the tarot. I also teach these, as well as I teach languages too. I translated books, and I live abroad too, so in my case, it is super accurate. If you have your sun in the 10th house, then you could be known and recognized for your career, your profession, your life purpose. Something that you created, you built up from scratch, something that's your empire, you have control of and will be your legacy. Furthermore, we could think of politics, any leader positions, power, reputation, success. But it might happen that it is one of your parents who is known. Normally, it would be the house of the father, but depending on the chart, it could be the mother. But point is that it might be your father who is known and recognized. With the sun in the 11th house, you must be pretty popular amongst your friends, in your circles and communities already. But this is the house of society too, so maybe some social work or any activities or projects that have a positive social impact in the world, like a humanitarian, But on a society level, we could mention politics again here, but any of these could bring you fame and recognition. But we could mention the internet, modern technology, so like a known influencer, an internet personality, or an app developer, programmer, IT genius, but you could also be a famous inventor. And the last one, the sun in the 12th house, in this case it is a bit more complicated as this is a hidden, an occult, a dark house. So the sun is kind of hidden here. With the sun in this house, fame is not really for you. I mean, it would be too much, too intense, maybe too much for you to handle probably, as you are a more introverted, introspective, sensitive, and unstable sometimes, prone to addiction in some cases. So too much fame could be dangerous for you if you are not careful, grounded, and conscious enough. Keanu Reeves, for example, he has a 12th house sun, so yeah, you could become famous with a 12th house sun, but if you guys know him, you know how he lives, what he is like. He's the exact opposite of the rich and famous Hollywood superstar archetype, right? As he lives a very simple and humble life. He's a Buddhist. He gives all his earnings away to charity. He's deep and very philosophical, right? He's introverted. He's not in the public eye. He's kind of like a monk. So yeah, these are typical 12th house traits, as this is the most complex and most spiritual house of them all. So focus on esoteric, spiritual topics, transcendence, holistic healing, teaching, service, helping and healing others, a therapist, a healer, a doctor, a psychologist, psychiatrist, as well as arts, mostly visual arts, photography, videos, directing, painting, drawing, or even music actually. Anything you can completely dedicate yourself and your life to while healing, loving, feeling, teaching, and or creating. So that would be all. We have gone through all the 12 houses. I hope this can help you guys to find the area where you can shine bright like the sun itself, so you can show off your talent, succeed, and get the recognition you deserve. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please feel free to subscribe for more content, or you can consider joining me on Patreon for exclusive astrology content and astrology course videos. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, guys. Bye.